Hey guys, I'm Maz. I'm a recording artist and producer here in New York City. I'm also a member of the Journey Church, and some of you may even know me as Oswald Boswald, as you can see on the t-shirt, shamelessly promoting wherever I can. So I've been doing music pretty much my whole life. I started off as a DJ when I was 14. I moved to the city when I was 18, attended Pace University for a year, and then dropped out to pursue music full time. So what that looked like for me was I recorded an album, and then I hit the streets for about 8 to 10 hours every day and just sold my CDs to anybody I could. I'm the annoying guy who jumps by and says, "Hey, you want to buy my CD?" That was me. I did that for about 2 years and had a pretty good run, actually, until one day I got arrested for not having a vendor's permit, which I guess, whatever. You can't sell your CDs on the street if you don't have one of those. So I got arrested. I spent the night in jail, and it wasn't really a big deal more than it was an inconvenience. But after, selling CDs all day, every day for 2 years in a row, and then having that happen, I needed a break. So this was right around the time when poker had just exploded. It was all over every channel of TV. That guy, Chris Moneymaker, just won the World Series of Poker. I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try my luck at the poker table. So I went online, I found some underground poker club in New York, and I said, I'm going to take this money that I made selling CDs and I'm going to turn it into $1 million. And that's not exactly what happened, but I did find a card game, and I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the community of people. There was money flying around. It was exciting. And, I played poker just about every single day. And there was one guy who I became pretty good friends with, who did a total 180 with his life. He was a drug dealer, was in gangs, was in and out of jail, and he became a Christian and totally transformed his life. And so when we would play poker together, he would sit there and he would witness to me all day, every day when we were playing cards. And this was the first time I'd really ever heard anybody speak about Jesus with such conviction, and it really penetrated everything. My whole thought process. So I was really interested, but didn't know enough about it to just commit. So I wanted to, explore, investigate, do a little research. So I went out, I bought a few books. One of them was The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. And after reading a few other, books, once I read that one, I was like, okay, all my questions are answered, I believe. So I went out and I bought a Bible. And that day, walking out of the bookstore when I bought the Bible, it just felt like I saw all these people walking in one direction. And I was like, man, so many people don't know who Jesus is. It was a super powerful, overwhelming experience. And it was emotional. I didn't know what to do with that. I felt somewhat responsible, I had to tell everybody. But I didn't really have the gift that my buddy did, where he would just talk to anybody who was willing to listen at the poker table. And so all those years I spent playing poker, I felt really ineffective as a Christian. So putting the focus back on my music career, I was in studio all the time working on stuff, and I've had successful, I've had placements on MTV, Coca-Cola, ESPN. I've had a lot of stuff, good things happen, but I was not making music for God. And that really started to weigh on my conscience a little bit after I really just thought about who I was reaching. I wasn't reaching anybody, so putting things in perspective was, if I'm being honest with myself, I was like the seed that got choked up by the weeds in Matthew chapter 13, where, you hear the word, you believe, you're all about it, and then kind of the cares of this world take over, and you're not really doing what you were called to do, which is, spread the word. So that really resonated with me, and I had a hard time dealing with that. And I realized, I had compartmentalized my faith. I gave God my life in these areas over here, but I didn't give my career over to him. I was still doing things that probably he frowned upon. So that weighed on my conscience a lot of bit. I thought and I prayed a lot about it. And I finally made the decision, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to reach anybody, I can do this through music. So I decided to give God my career, and now I'm making music for him. And it's the most fulfilling, rewarding thing that I could imagine, because, whether I sell 1 million copies of an album or just 1,000, if I can reach somebody and bring them to Christ, then, you know, I know that I'm doing what I was put here to do, and I'm helping build God's kingdom. So it's been super rewarding. And also, now that I find that my career, my life, everything is in line with God's will, His blessings are really pouring out. So if you feel like you're on the fence and, you know, you've committed certain areas of your life to God, but you haven't given everything over to Christ, I encourage you to do that. Don't be scared, because He has a plan that's so much bigger than you could possibly think of. And once you are in line with that, you know, everything's going to change, and you'll be blessed in ways you can't even imagine. So anyway, that's my story. My name's Oswald Boswald, and you can get my new album on iTunes on August 28th. Like I said, shameless plug, but anyway, I'll see you guys around. Thanks.